But my first topic I'd like to speak about is something that happened to me that I've wanted to happen and I've been kind of working towards for about 4 years now. When I started this whole adventure in 2013, I saw that Spreaker offered a way to get onto iHeart Radio. Now, iHeart Radio, as you know, the big conglomerate, clear channel, multimedia conglomerate, one of the largest broadcasting, I guess you could say, apps or largest broadcasting companies in the world, one of the more influential broadcasting companies in the world. And so when I tried to get on there, I just wasn't, when I first tried to get on there, I was throwing music on there, and that's a no-no for iHeartRadio. And then after a while, my content was a little rough, my sound was a little rough, everything I did was a little rough, and I was always trying to get on iHeartRadio, but never could. Well, this week, I officially made it to iHeartRadio, and I am so pleased about that. This kind of culminates in the end of a journey for me. This was one of my main goals. Actually, when I first started thinking about it, I should have really buttoned up and did it the way I'm doing it now, which is do the live show where I feel the most comfortable and take the live show and break it up into podcasts with content only. So I should have done it that way, but I wasn't that, I guess you could say, smart or that seasoned back then. So it's taken me about 4 years to actually get the right formula to get onto iHeartRadio. But I just want to take a quick moment and be real for a moment. Thank you to Spreaker for this opportunity. Spreaker does not have to do everything it does for broadcasters. Spreaker does not have to make its console so easy to use. Spreaker does not have to put out the newsletters it does once a month. Spreaker does not even, they don't even have to do a quarter of the stuff that they do. The places like Podbean, Podomatic, you're on your own, you have to record your own stuff using Audacity or whatever it is, but Spreaker allows you the opportunity to broadcast without any fancy broadcasting equipment. And I have to say that is so wonderful for a broadcaster such as myself who enjoys the live radio experience. Now, you kind of got different ways to do live radio. You can stream through companies like Radionomy that will allow you a streaming service, but if you don't sell a certain amount of advertising or have a certain amount of listeners, you're kicked off. What Spreaker does is they don't care who you are or what your experience is or what even you need to do. They just say, you know what? Find a source to record yourself. Make sure it's compatible with your software. Come on here and let rip. And I am saying this right now. As much as I've had, I guess you could say, issues with Spreaker as far as terms of service, the social element certainly does become a little bit dicey at times. Not Spreaker's fault, but what Spreaker has done is truly brilliant. And in partnering with iHeartRadio, I mean, back in 2013, they were offering a free station account for life. Now, for those of you who don't know what the station account is on Spreaker, it is the ability to broadcast 24/7, 365, and get all the analytics, all the stats, all the bonuses. It's about $200 a month. And back in the day when you were, say, you were starting a podcast back in the day, and you could actually not pay a thing for Spreaker and get on iHeartRadio. You could use their free plan and get on iHeartRadio. All you needed was 5 episodes, some cover art, and some description and what your show was about, and you could get on iHeartRadio. I mean, who does that? Who gives you the opportunity to be on the largest multimedia conglomerate in the world. I can't think of anybody who gives that chance out. So kudos to Spreaker, kudos to iHeartRadio, and I am just so happy to be able to have that badge next to my name there. And it only took me about 4 years to figure out what I had to do. Now, what this means from a show standpoint is that, yes, this will be more topical. It will be more, I guess, pointed. It will be more focused, but there will still be the wild times. That's why I do this show. I'll still interact with the chatters. I'll still interact with the people who are saying hello to me in the chat room and who are calling me and whatnot. And I'll still have guests and things like that. But I just want to make the most out of this opportunity, which means, of course, not playing any music to speak of during my Random Bytes podcast. That is actually the show that is on iHeartRadio right now. See, to explain to you what I do, I record this live show, and then I spend about, better part of a night and morning cutting it up and submitting it to another show on this platform called Random Bytes. And that show gets distributed all throughout the world on iTunes, Google Play, and other reputable podcast applications, maybe even some non-reputable podcast applications. Casting a net, spreading the message out, sending it as far as I possibly can. So it's just fantastic to be on iHeartRadio. And there are so many different people who on Spreaker that I know who have taken the iHeartRadio step. And many of them have that free station program for life, those lucky bastards. Think about it. They're saving $2,400 a month thanks to the partnership of iHeartRadio and Spreaker. And I don't blame Spreaker for giving it up, because it wasn't making any money. And I'm sure there were some people on there who were just not iHeartRadio acts or whatever that were approved at first and then kind of turned over. However, it is really, really great to see that, because I started this journey in 2013 as a student for the Recording Radio Film Connection school. And I thought that putting on a podcast would give me a lot of great practice. Well, I've learned so much about myself, about the craft, about the art of radio, about getting an audience, about how to lose an audience. If you want to lose an audience, just quit several times, and they'll eventually lose interest in you. So that's one way to lose an audience. But I'm just so glad, so proud, and so happy to have made it onto iHeartRadio. And I hope that I can continue to make headway. I got a few plays on iHeartRadio, double digits. Not 10, but certainly not 99. But I'm very happy that I got some plays on iHeartRadio and some people are taking notice. Now, what is iHeartRadio? It's an internet radio platform owned by iHeartMedia Inc., which I believe was formerly Clear Channel. Founded in 2008 as the website iHeartMusic.com, as of 2015, iHeartRadio functions both as a music recommender system and as a radio network that aggregates audio content from over 800 local iHeartMedia radio stations across the United States, as well as from hundreds of other stations from various other media, from Cumulus, Cox Radio, Beasley Broadcast Group. And iHeartRadio is available online, mobile devices, and select video game consoles. iHeartRadio was also ranked number 4 on Ad Age's Entertainment A-List in 2010. So, it's been quite a ride, but the part that pertains to me is that on July 2013, iHeartRadio began adding stations from outside the United States, like Chum FM and CFBT FM in Canada, Virgin Radio Dubai, and in the United Arab Emirates. They also launched a new talk radio feature, iHeartRadio Talk. And also, I'm looking for the Spreaker thing here. It also says that they opened up their service to broadcasters on Spreaker around this same time. It features original programming from celebrities like Ryan Seacrest and allows users to upload their own content through Spreaker, which was revolutionary. I mean, Spreaker is like a glove. It fits me like a glove. I love to do live radio. I love to play tunes. I love to do those types of things. But I also love to get noticed as far as podcasting goes. And I like the editing segment, everything else. And Spreaker just fits me like a glove. So I am so blessed to be on iHeartRadio and iHeartMedia because, I mean, my name is up there with such folks as Ryan Seacrest, several different stations of content. I mean, yeah, it's probably buried if you don't know, but I did do a name search. If you type in Random Bytes, I'm the only podcast that comes up, so I'm happy about that.